Starseed from Gaia, you've been told your sensitivity is weakness, when it's actually your greatest power source. I am Ophelia, emissary of the Galactic Federation, bringing you a transmission from the Arcturian Council about your true design. That fire that rises when darkness pushes too far? That's not anger and it's divine protection activating. Your soul chose this perfect balance of infinite compassion and unstoppable strength before you incarnated here. By the end of this transmission, you'll understand exactly how to harness this sacred duality as your spiritual weapon. But here's the first revelation. Every gentle soul carries the flame of cosmic justice, and yours is burning brighter because your mission requires both healing touch and warrior spirit. You didn't find this message by chance. Your higher self called this transmission into your field because you're ready to stop apologizing for the fire that lives alongside your light. This isn't content. It's cosmic confirmation of what you've always known but were taught to suppress. Your kindness isn't naive. Your boundaries aren't mean. Your protective instincts aren't ungodly. This is your divine blueprint activating exactly as the source intended. Subscribe if your spiritual warrior is awakening and you're ready to embrace both sides of your sacred nature. Come on, divine fire. If you feel this truth lighting up your cells right now, this transmission will show you why the universe made you gentle enough to heal hearts and fierce enough to stand against what would harm the innocent. You are not here by accident. We often find ourselves caught in the relentless current of modern life, swept away by the incessant clamor, the endless demands on our attention, and the cacophony of external noise. In this whirlwind, it becomes incredibly challenging to hear the subtle, profound guidance that emanates from within us and from the boundless intelligence of the universe itself. The air is thick with information, buzzing with notifications, saturated with superficial interactions, and relentlessly driven by a culture that glorifies constant activity and outward achievement. Our senses are perpetually assaulted, our minds are fragmented by multitasking, and our spirits are often left yearning for a quiet refuge. Yet it is precisely in the cultivation of silence, the practice of deep listening, and the attainment of inner stillness that we unlock the most potent secrets of our existence and access the highest wisdom available to us. This journey into the quietude is not merely an escape from the world's demands, though it certainly offers respite. It is a powerful act of spiritual reclamation, a conscious choice to tune into frequencies often drowned out by the mundane. It is a commitment to unearthing the sacred truths that lie dormant beneath the surface of our busy lives, waiting patiently to be heard. It is a deliberate recalibration of our internal compass, redirecting our attention from the fleeting shadows of external reality to the luminous core of our authentic being. When we consciously choose to step away from the noise, we create a sacred vacuum into which divine wisdom can flow, unimpeded. This is where the soul breathes freely, where intuition becomes crystal clear, and where the tapestry of cosmic purpose begins to reveal its intricate design. Today, we will explore how these three interconnected practices, silence, deep listening, and inner stillness, serve as a sacred trinity, guiding us to a profound understanding of our purpose and connection to the cosmic tapestry. They are not separate disciplines, but intertwined threads of a single powerful path back to self-realization and divine communion. Join me on this transformative exploration and prepare to rediscover the profound resonance of your own inner knowing, amplified by the universal truths that await your reception. As always, I encourage you to close your eyes for a moment, take a deep breath, and set an intention to receive whatever wisdom is meant for you in this sharing. Allow your heart to open and your mind to become receptive. Silence isn't merely the absence of sound. It is, in its purest essence, a sacred portal, a profound gateway to deeper understanding, a sanctuary for the soul where the veils between worlds thin. It is within these quiet, expansive spaces that the universe, in its infinite wisdom, truly begins to speak, and our own inner wisdom, often overshadowed by daily distractions, finally finds its undeniable voice. Imagine silence not as an empty void, but as a vast, clear canvas awaiting the brushstrokes of divine insight, or a tranquil, unruffled pond whose still surface perfectly reflects the boundless truths of the cosmos. When the external world hushes its demands, when the insistent hum of technology fades, when the clamor of human expectations softens, a different kind of reality emerges. This is not a barren landscape, but a fertile ground where seeds of revelation can take root and flourish. where the delicate tendrils of intuition can stretch unhindered, and where the deep currents of universal knowledge can finally be felt. Throughout the annals of history, from the ancient desert mystics who sought solace and divine communion in the vast quietude, stripping away all worldly attachments to hear God's voice in the wind, to the cloistered monks and nuns who embraced silent contemplation as a path to spiritual enlightenment, understanding that true prayer is often listening more than speaking, to the indigenous shamans who listened to the earth's silent rhythms for guidance, discerning messages in the rustle of leaves and the flow of rivers, and the meditating sages of the East who plunged into the depths of their own being through profound stillness. All have intuitively grasped the immense, transformative power held within silence. They understood that the cacophony of the outer world, much like a turbulent storm, could easily drown out the delicate symphony of the inner spiritual realm, obscuring the path to true self-discovery and divine connection. For them, silence was not a luxury, but a fundamental necessity for spiritual sustenance, a prerequisite for encountering the divine, whether that divinity was perceived as external or deeply internal. It was a pilgrimage inward, a deliberate act of withdrawing from the profane to enter the sacred. In our hyper-connected, relentlessly noisy modern age, where every moment seems filled with notifications, conversations, or internal monologue, reclaiming silence feels less like an act of discipline and more like an urgent act of self-preservation, a vital pilgrimage back to the sanctity of our own being. It is in this profound quietude that we begin to discern the subtle vibrations of our soul, the gentle, insistent whispers of our higher self, and the grand, overarching narrative woven by the universe itself. This is where we lay down the burdens of the ego, with its incessant need for validation and control, and open ourselves to a wisdom far grander and more encompassing than our individual minds could ever conceive. It is a space where healing begins, not just of the physical body, but of ancestral wounds and karmic imprints, where clarity dawns like the first light of a new day, and where we remember the true essence of who we are, beyond the roles we play and the labels we carry. It is a return to source, a communion with the divine within and without, an experience that transcends mere thought and resonates deep within the core of our spirit, a homecoming to the profound peace that is our birthright. But silence, while foundational, is not a solitary key. It must be consciously and intentionally paired with deep listening. This is not the superficial act of merely processing auditory stimuli with our physical ears, the way one might casually overhear a conversation. Rather, it is a profound, holistic engagement with our entire being, extending through our heart, resonating in our soul, and guided by the unerring compass of our intuition. Imagine yourself as a master musician, not just hearing individual notes, but attuning to the intricate harmonies, the subtle shifts in rhythm, the emotional resonance of an entire symphony, sensing the pauses as much as the crescendos. Or consider a skilled physician, not just listening to a patient's words, but discerning the underlying anxieties, the unspoken fears, the body's subtle cues, the deeper narrative of their suffering. Deep listening, in the spiritual context, is this refined state of total receptivity, an active and conscious willingness to receive information from beyond the five senses. It is tuning into the subtle whispers that arise from the depths of your own consciousness, those sudden flashes of insight that arrive like lightning bolts of truth, the knowing beyond logic that resonates deep in your gut, the intuitive hunches and gut feelings that serve as internal navigational beacons, guiding you away from peril or towards opportunity. It also encompasses listening to the energetic fabric of the universe itself, recognizing the gentle nudges that appear as synchronistic events, those meaningful coincidences that defy mere chance, perfectly aligning people, circumstances, or information in a way that feels divinely orchestrated, acting as powerful affirmations or gentle redirections on your path. This form of listening transcends the ego's usual filters of judgment, expectation, and past conditioning, which often distort or dismiss messages that don't fit our preconceived notions. It requires a willingness to suspend disbelief, to open oneself to truths that may defy conventional logic or scientific explanation, and to embrace the multi-layered communication that constantly flows around and through us like an invisible stream of consciousness. When we engage in deep listening, we are essentially extending our antennae beyond the physical realm, connecting with the vast, intricate network of universal consciousness, often referred to as the Akashic field or the cosmic mind. This interconnectedness allows us to perceive patterns, meanings, and guidance that remain hidden to the casual, superficial listener, much like an expert code breaker can see the hidden message in a jumble of letters. We begin to understand that the universe is not a silent, indifferent entity, a cold and uncaring void, but a living, breathing symphony of energy and information, constantly playing, constantly communicating. Our role is to tune our own instrument, our body, mind, and spirit, to its frequency, allowing ourselves to become a resonant receiver, a clear channel for its wisdom. This involves listening not just to what is said, but to what is felt in the core of our being. Not just to what is seen with our eyes, but to what is sensed with our energetic field. It is recognizing the wisdom in the rustling leaves that speak of impermanence, the patterns in the clouds that tell stories of formation and dissolution, the messages in recurring dreams that unlock forgotten truths, and the profound lessons embedded in our daily interactions, each person a mirror reflecting an aspect of ourselves. Deep listening allows us to move beyond simply hearing the noise of the world to truly understanding its intricate melodies and its sacred messages, guiding us towards greater alignment with our true self and the divine flow of existence, inviting us into a conscious partnership with creation itself. Inner stillness, often misunderstood as the complete cessation of thought, a daunting and seemingly unattainable goal for most, is in fact a much more dynamic and accessible state. It is not the absence of mental activity, for the mind is designed to think, much like the heart is designed to beat. Rather, it is a profound state of gentle observation, a quiet spaciousness within the mind where thoughts, like clouds across an endless sky, can arise, drift, and dissolve without ensnaring your attention or pulling you into their often turbulent current. Imagine the mind as a vast, deep ocean. The surface may be churned by winds and waves, reflecting the chaos of external circumstances and the constant motion of thoughts, anxieties, and desires. Yet, beneath this restless surface lies an immeasurable depth of profound calm, an unmoving stillness that is utterly unaffected by the surface storms. This serene depth is your inner stillness. It is the eye of the storm, the unwavering calm at the very core of your being, utterly impervious to life's external chaos and the incessant chatter of the ego mind, which constantly seeks to define, judge, and react. Cultivating this profound stillness allows you to anchor yourself firmly in the sacred sanctuary of the present moment, liberating you from the anxious grip of past regrets, which are mere memories, and future uncertainties, which are simply projections. When you achieve this state, you are no longer defined by your thoughts or emotions, which are transient phenomena, but rather become the silent, aware witness to them. You are the steadfast lighthouse, its beam unwavering, watching the crashing waves without being consumed by them. You are the ancient, deeply rooted tree, unbothered by the swaying of its branches in the strongest winds, its trunk firm and its roots deep. This inner stillness is not something you acquire. It is a rediscovery of your true nature, an inherent quality of your consciousness that lies beneath the layers of conditioning, societal expectations, and mental noise. It is where the divine spark within resides, the pure, unadulterated essence of who you are, connected directly to the source of all creation, an unmoving point of absolute peace. This is the space where the higher self, unburdened by egoic limitations, can communicate clearly, where divine inspiration can flow unimpeded, and where true wisdom makes its home. To practice this, we don't forcefully silence the mind, for that often leads to more mental resistance, creating a tug-of-war that only strengthens the ego. Instead, we gently shift our attention from being lost in thought to merely observing thought. We become the silent, impartial observer, recognizing that thoughts are transient phenomena, much like fleeting images on a screen, not defining truths about who we are. We acknowledge their presence without judgment, allowing them to pass without attachment or engagement, much like a detached observer watching a play unfold. This practice, often cultivated through mindfulness and meditation, deepens our connection to the spacious awareness that is our true home. It creates an inner sanctuary, a sacred space where peace reigns supreme, and where the wisdom of the universe can finally find a clear channel to your heart. It is in this profound state of inner stillness that we cease to be victims of our own minds and become masters of our inner landscape, capable of navigating life's challenges with unwavering grace, profound clarity, and an unshakable sense of inner peace. It is here that we realize the true power of our consciousness to shape our reality from a place of deep alignment. when we consciously choose to enter this sacred trinity of silence, deep listening, and inner stillness, a profound transformation occurs. The universe's subtle whispers, often imperceptible amidst the daily din, become undeniably audible. These are rarely literal sounds in the auditory sense, not voices booming from the sky. Rather, they manifest as a rich tapestry of subtle, energetic communications, speaking directly to the soul in a language far older and deeper than words, a language of pure resonance. These whispers take myriad forms, tailored uniquely to your receptive abilities and the specific guidance you need. They might appear as a sudden, undeniable intuition, a deep gut feeling, or an inexplicable knowing that steers you in a particular direction. Even when logic suggests otherwise, an inner compass that points true north regardless of external circumstances. They can emerge as brilliant, crystalline insights. Those aha moments when a solution to a long-standing problem suddenly becomes clear, or a hidden truth about yourself or the world reveals itself with stunning clarity, like a lamp illuminating a dark room. Often they arrive as synchronous events, those meaningful coincidences that defy mere chance, perfectly aligning people, circumstances, or information in a way that feels divinely orchestrated, acting as powerful affirmations or gentle redirections on your path, a cosmic wink of approval or a subtle nudge to change course. The universe might also communicate through profound feelings, a sudden surge of peace when considering a decision, an unmistakable warmth or expansion in your heart, signaling alignment and truth, or a subtle yet persistent sense of unease warning you away from a particular choice, a vibration of discord. Dreams, too, become potent vessels for these whispers, delivering symbolic messages, archetypal guidance, or even prophetic glimpses into your unfolding journey, often speaking in metaphors that resonate deeply with your subconscious. Furthermore, repeated symbols, numbers, images, or even lines of poetry that suddenly appear in your awareness can serve as cosmic breadcrumbs, guiding you forward like a treasure map leading to your next sacred step. It's as if the universe, like a loving, infinitely wise parent, is constantly leaving subtle clues along your highest path, always communicating, always guiding, always supporting, a silent chorus of affirmation and direction. This guidance is never forceful, never demanding. It is always gentle, always loving, and always impeccably aligned with your true purpose and highest good, resonating with your soul's deepest desires. It resonates with the deepest chambers of your heart, confirming its truth with a sense of peace and rightness that bypasses the rational mind, settling deep into your being. However, recognizing these whispers requires not just a receptive state, but also a degree of trust and discernment. Not every fleeting thought or ego-driven desire is a divine whisper. Learning to differentiate between the clamor of the ego, with its fears and attachments, and the quiet wisdom of the soul, which speaks from a place of pure love, is a crucial aspect of this spiritual practice. The universe speaks in the language of energetic resonance, and as we raise our own vibration through these practices, we become more attuned to its subtle frequency, like tuning a radio to a clear station. To cultivate this sensitivity, consider keeping a dream journal to record nightly visions and their potential interpretations, or regularly reflecting on daily events, looking for patterns, coincidences, or recurring themes that may hold deeper meaning. You might ask a specific question in meditation, and then remain open and observant for the answer to emerge in unexpected ways throughout your day, trusting that the universe will respond in its own perfect timing and manner. These whispers are the universe's way of reminding you that you are not alone, that you are deeply connected to a vast intelligence, and that there is a benevolent force constantly working to guide you towards your greatest fulfillment and expansion. They are constant invitations to awaken more fully to the miraculous, interconnected nature of existence, to embrace your role as a conscious co-creator within this grand cosmic design. So, how do we begin to cultivate this profound connection, this sacred dialogue with the universe and our inner wisdom? It begins with intentional practice, integrating these principles into the rhythm of your daily life. It's a journey, not a destination, built brick by brick with conscious effort and loving presence. Much like tending a garden that yields increasingly beautiful blooms over time. Some transmissions don't come through words, but through frequency. If something stirred within you just now, you may be ready to receive the hidden Arcturian keys of awakening. This short yet powerful ebook carries ancient Arcturian techniques for conscious expansion, multidimensional alignment, and mission remembrance. The link is in the first pinned comment, but only for a limited time. Find your sanctuary. This step is foundational. A sanctuary isn't necessarily a grand temple, a remote mountaintop, or an elaborate meditation room, though those can certainly serve as powerful environments. It is first and foremost an internal space you create through intention, a mental and emotional refuge, and then, ideally, a physical space that supports this inner quietude. It might be a quiet corner of your home, intentionally decluttered and adorned with items that bring you peace. A sunlit spot by a window where you can feel the warmth of the sun. A peaceful bench in a park under the ancient embrace of trees. Or even just your car during a moment of solitude before starting your day or after leaving work. The key is to find a place where you feel safe, undisturbed by external demands or interruptions, and unhurried, allowing time to expand around you. This consistency in location, even if it's a mobile one, helps to train your mind to associate this space with peace, receptivity, and spiritual communion. Make it sacred, even if it's just for 10 minutes. Clear away physical clutter, which often mirrors mental clutter. Light a candle, burn some sacred incense, play soft, calming music, or simply allow the natural light to fill the space, recognizing its inherent divinity. The less external stimulation, the easier it becomes to turn your gaze inward, to hear the soft whispers of your soul. This act of seeking out and honoring your sanctuary is a powerful declaration to yourself and the universe that you are ready to listen, that you prioritize your spiritual well-being, and that you are actively carving out space for divine dialogue in your life. It becomes an oasis, a personal retreat for soul nourishment, a sacred cocoon where your spirit can unfurl and be nourished. Safe from the winds of the world, set your intention. Before you delve into silence, before you even close your eyes, clarify your purpose with conscious awareness. Why are you seeking this connection today? Are you looking for guidance on a specific issue that has been weighing on your heart? Are you hoping for deeper self-understanding, a revelation about your path or purpose? Or are you simply open to receiving whatever wisdom is meant for you in this moment, trusting in the universe's perfect timing? An intention is not a demand or an attempt to control the outcome. It is an invitation, a focused prayer of the heart, a beacon you send out into the cosmic ocean. You might gently ask, what message do I need to hear today that will serve my highest good? Or, how can I best serve my highest purpose and contribute my unique gifts to the world? Perhaps it's simply, I am open and receptive to divine guidance, whatever form it may take. This clear intention acts like a precise frequency, signaling to your higher self and the universal intelligence what you are seeking. It channels your energy, focuses your attention, and makes you far more attuned to relevant whispers, synchronicities, and insights that align with your inquiry. This step transforms passive silence into active, purposeful communion, turning your time into a conscious co-creation with the divine. Without intention, the mind can wander aimlessly, like a ship without a rudder. With it, you give direction to your inner radar, signaling your readiness to receive and participate in your own spiritual evolution. Practice conscious breathing. The breath is the most accessible and immediate bridge between your physical body and your spiritual essence. It is a powerful anchor to the present moment, capable of instantly calming the nervous system, settling the scattered mind, and grounding your entire being. Begin by simply noticing your breath, without trying to change it, observing its natural rhythm as it enters and leaves your body. Then, consciously deepen and slow your inhalations and exhalations, bringing deliberate awareness to each cycle. Breathe in slowly through your nose, feeling your belly expand gently. Hold for a moment at the peak of the inhale, and then exhale slowly through your mouth, releasing tension, stress, and any lingering distractions with each out-breath. Repeat this rhythmic, gentle breathing for several minutes, allowing it to become a soothing internal melody. As you breathe, visualize yourself inhaling peace, clarity, divine energy, pure light, or whatever positive quality you desire, and exhaling stress, tension, worry, or anything that no longer serves your highest good. This conscious breathing technique grounds you deeply into your physical body, brings your scattered energy into a cohesive whole, and creates a profound physiological and energetic shift that prepares your entire being for deeper reception. It is a profound act of centering, bringing your scattered energy back to your core, recalibrating your entire system, and signaling to your spirit that it is safe to open and receive. The breath is the rhythm of life itself, a constant connection to the source, an always present reminder of your inherent aliveness and connection to the universal life force. Observe your thoughts. Once you've settled into your sanctuary with conscious breathing, shift your awareness to your thoughts. The goal here is not to stop thinking. That's a common misconception that often leads to frustration and a sense of failure. Instead, cultivate the role of the impartial observer, the detached witness. Imagine your thoughts as leaves floating down a gentle stream, or clouds drifting across the vast, endless expanse of the sky. Acknowledge each thought as it arises, recognizing its presence, but resist the urge to engage with it, judge it, or follow it down a rabbit hole of stories and analysis. Simply observe it, acknowledge its presence without attachment, and then gently let it pass, allowing it to move on without your engagement. If you find yourself getting caught up in a thought, if your mind begins to spin a narrative, gently, without self-reproach, redirect your attention back to your breath, using it as an anchor. The space between thoughts, that momentary gap of silence and pure awareness, is where profound insights often reside, where universal wisdom can slip in unimpeded by mental chatter. With consistent practice, you'll discover that you are not your thoughts. You are the awareness behind your thoughts, the silent witness who observes them all without being defined by any single one. This detachment creates immense spaciousness in your mind, allowing the whispers of intuition and universal wisdom to surface from the depths of your being, no longer obscured by the ego's noise. This is cultivating choiceless awareness, a state of non-resistance and acceptance, recognizing that thoughts are simply mental events, not absolute truths or commands. Journal your insights. This is a critically important step for integrating and solidifying the subtle guidance you receive, preventing it from fading like a forgotten dream. Keep a journal or notebook specifically for this practice, one that feels sacred and inviting. Immediately after your period of silence and deep listening, take the time to write down anything that came to you. Any unexpected thoughts, feelings, images, words, symbols, phrases, or even new questions that arose during your session. Don't censor yourself. Simply allow the stream of consciousness to flow onto the page, without editing or judging. Sometimes the insights are immediate and crystal clear, a direct message. Other times, they are more nuanced, subtle, and require reflection over time to fully understand their meaning. The act of writing helps to solidify these ephemeral insights, translating them from the energetic realm into a tangible form that your conscious mind can process and remember. Over time, reviewing your journal entries will reveal powerful patterns, recurring themes, and the evolution of your spiritual journey, showing you how far you've come and the consistent nature of the guidance you receive. It becomes a personal dialogue with your higher self and the divine, a living record of your awakening, allowing you to track your progress and reinforce your trust in this profound internal guidance system. Your journal transforms into your sacred transcript of cosmic conversations, a powerful tool for self-discovery, revealing your unique spiritual language and confirming the undeniable presence of divine support in your life. Without documenting, many insights can fade like morning mist, but with this practice, you build undeniable evidence of your intrinsic connection to the divine intelligence that orchestrates all of existence. By consistently embracing silence, diligently practicing deep listening, and consciously cultivating inner stillness, you are not merely engaging in a spiritual exercise. You are actively opening yourself to the profound, limitless wisdom that perpetually surrounds you, and more importantly, resides inherently within the very core of your being. This trinity of practices carves out a sacred space within your consciousness, transforming it into a resonant chamber where the subtle frequencies of cosmic truth can finally be received and understood, not just intellectually but on a soul level. This is far more than just a technique. It is a profound path to truly knowing yourself beyond the superficial layers of identity, understanding your deepest purpose in this incarnation, and aligning your personal will with the infinite intelligence that orchestrates the entire universe. It is a journey of unwavering awakening, a gradual yet powerful unfolding of your highest potential, much like a tiny seed slowly unfurling its inherent blueprint to blossom into a magnificent, fully realized tree, reaching for the sun while remaining deeply rooted. Each moment of stillness, each act of deep listening, is like chipping away at the marble of illusion that has obscured your true form, revealing the magnificent, divine masterpiece that has always existed within you, waiting to be unveiled. This isn't about becoming someone new or striving to attain something outside of yourself. It's about remembering and returning home to the purest, most authentic truth of who you fundamentally are. A radiant, interconnected spark of the divine, a piece of the cosmos, vibrant and whole. It is here, in this profound alignment, that you find not just answers to your questions, but an enduring peace that transcends all circumstances, unwavering clarity that cuts through confusion, and a boundless resilience to navigate life's currents with grace and wisdom. It is a complete embrace of your own divine sovereignty and your innate, unbreakable connection to the entirety of creation, recognizing yourself as an integral and cherished part of the universal tapestry. If this message resonated with you, please like this video, share it with someone who might benefit, and subscribe to Starseed from Gaia for more insights on your spiritual journey. Remember, you are a luminous being, and your light is needed in the world. If this transmission spoke to you, don't just walk away from it. Respond to it. Help carry this message further. Leave a super thanks. Every act of support helps this transmission find the next starseed who needs it.